Hello everyone and welcome to the preseason recap video slash getting ready for the regular season video. As you know, we went 1-3 in the preseason, a disappointing preseason, but we're hoping to turn that around the regular season. So first, let's cut our the final roster cuts for the final 6 players are ready to go, and we're gonna be cutting some players. So Carey Spear will stay. And our first cut will be tight end Randall Telfer, and he's getting released. And our second player who will get released, scrolling down, will be, let's take a look, Xavier Cooper, left end, and he's been cut. Another player, Ifo Epikare Olamalu, is number 3. Number 4 will be Tank Carter, middle linebacker. The next player to be cut will be cornerback Pierre Desir. And what should be the last player to be released will be, let's see who they'll pick. And it will be Kendall James, cornerback. And that is all the players we have to cut. We have now whittled the roster down to 53 people on the roster. So let's scroll down, and the trade block, we're going to take a look at it. Ahmad Brooks, left outside linebacker, is the first one. Let's take a look. And at left outside linebacker, I think we're good with Mingo there. We might take an offer on him. Let's take a look. We're looking at our defense, and we are going to ignore that. We don't need a left outside linebacker. Free safety, Antonio Allen. The Jets would like to trade this player. Free safety, we have Deshaun Gibson, but below him, not much depth, but we still have the A grade. So we will make an offer for Antonio Allen, and let's see who the Browns will attempt to trade in order to get Allen. So they are willing to trade their 2017 second round pick, as well as, let's see, they don't want to trade a left outside linebacker, no depth. I highly doubt they'll want to trade a quarterback. At QB, no, they're not trading any of those quarterbacks. There's no depth at right tackle. At cornerback, everyone was released. There are only 4 corners on the roster. So let's take a look at halfback and see if there's anyone expendable there. And Sean Drawn seems like the guy to get traded to New York Jets. So we submit the trade, a 2017 7th round, plus, and I believe the Jets declined. And to go back, it was a 7th round pick and Sean Drawn for Antonio Allen. The Bucks want to trade McDonald, and let's take a look at our D tackle squad right now, and it's not exactly the best line in the world, but we're still going to ignore it. We can address that later. Brock Osweiler, he would be the starter if we picked him up. He has a higher overall than Johnny Manziel, but we are going to take a flyer on him. We'll put in an offer for him. If he doesn't accept, it's not the end of the world. We have a quarterback for 1 season in Manziel. I do plan on getting a rookie quarterback from the draft, but we will see how well he plays this season. So, looking at the Broncos team needs, we really don't have that many expendable positions that they need. We are not trading any of our left guards. And that leaves us kicker. No, we only have a kicker. And then we can trade picks. Let's take a look and see if we can send anyone out at right outside linebacker. We'll send a 4th round pick this year and add Scott Solomon, the right outside linebacker. So if we send that in and they declined, it didn't show up on the screen, I don't believe. No, the trade is pending, but they did end up declining. So that was that. Looking back, as you can see, it was still 17-14. So now we're going to go take a look at the team roster. No, we're not. We're going to leave the team roster. I keep clicking that. I don't know why. So we're going to scroll down. Or no, we're not. We're going to go to improve We're going to... No, we're not either. Wow. I was very inconsistent in this video. So, looking at the news, it's done. And now let's take a look at our preseason games. Let's recap all four. Week number 1 of the preseason, the Washington Redskins at the Cleveland Browns. A game the Cleveland Browns won 13-10 on a Kerry Spear 32-yard field goal on the final play of the game. As you can see, we weren't exactly the best team that game, but we were still able to come away with the win against a weak Washington squad. It wasn't really too hard. We were able to come back in the second half down 10-7, kick 2 Kerry Spear field goals. Now going into the second game, the Bills, we were absolutely trashed this game. It was a horrible effort by the offense and the defense. As you can see, they dominated the game. Week 3 at Tampa Bay. And this game actually went to overtime. But this was the game where I forgot to edit in overtime. I accidentally deleted it. But the Buccaneers went straight down the field. Bobby Rainey ran it in for a touchdown in overtime on 1st and goal. And the game was over. So on to the last game at Chicago. This game featured a great second half comeback that fell just short. Robbie Gould kicked a game-winning 50-yard field goal right before the 2-minute warning to win the game for the Bears 17-14. One of the most heartbreaking, probably the most heartbreaking game of the preseason, knowing we were that close to going to overtime or even winning it. Now let's look at our regular season. We open at the Jets, then at home against the Titans and Raiders, at the Chargers, at Ravens, home against the Broncos, at the Rams, home against the Cardinals, at the Bengals, at the Steelers. We have our bye week in week 11, at home against the Ravens, Bengals, and Niners, at the Seahawks, at the Chiefs, and at home against the Steelers. Now, that is all we have for our week 16, wow, for our regular season schedule. So, I feel like what we're going to go and check out now, I am going to adjust sliders and stuff off screen so that, and now let's take a look at who the Browns released over the course of the preseason, because I didn't show the first 3 weeks of roster cuts. Kendall James, Desir, Tank Carter, the cornerback, I will never be able to pronounce that game, Telfer, Glenn Winston, Micah Pellerin, Bibbs, Connor Shaw, Charles Gaines, Charlie Hewlett, Robert Nelson, Hayes Pollard, Darius Eubanks, Marlon Moore, Vince Maley, and I forgot to tell, we traded Andrew McDonald and a 4th round pick next year for J.R. Sweezy. Kevin Cohn, Josh Lenz, Rodney Smith, and fullback Malcolm Johnson. So, let's take a look at the stats. As you can see, Thad Lewis threw 250 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Duke Johnson had 1 rushing touchdown. Johnny Manziel threw for 135, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Thad Lewis, 250, 2 TD, 4 interceptions. Josh McCown did not throw a TD or an interception. Duke Johnson, 19 carries, 71 yards. Crowell, 13 for 37. West, 11 for 32. Drawn, 2 for 9. Receiving, Gary Barnidge, 7 for 66. Hausler, 7 for 81. Dre, 5 for 24. Duke Johnson, 5 for 31. Travis Benjamin, Sean Drawn, Brian Hartline, Hawkins, West, Crowell, Gordon, and Bo on the list as well. Blocking. Defense, total tackles, 23 for Badamosi, 17 for Jordan Poyer, 13 for Robertson, 13 for Nate Orchard, 8 for Wynn, 8 for Whitner, 8 for K'Wan Williams as well. Armonte Bryant on the list with 7, so was Justin Gilbert, Tashawn Gibson with 6, Kruger with 5, Dansby with 5, and Kitchen on the list as well. Kerry Spear, 2 of 3 on field goals in the season. Punting, Andy Lee, 50.4 average, pretty good. 26-yard return average for Taylor Gabriel on kicks, and 11.8 on punts. So that's the end of the statistics area for this video. Now, I think that should just about wrap it up. Week 1 of the Jets should be out soon. It should not take too long, I hope. However, that may change. But I think we're going to head back over to the, or no, we're going to look at conference standings for a moment. Or, yes, conference standings. See, the Cowboys were 3-0 so far, and I think that's going to do it. We're going to go back to the home screen. This is the end of the video. Week 1 of the regular season against the Jets will be up soon. Thank you for watching the preseason and this video, and I'll see you against New York in week 1. Goodbye.